Welcome back to another episode of BestowCast. Rylie isn't even ready for this. She doesn't
What are we
even,
talking about?
You don't even know what we're talking about.
No,
I
I
already
don't.
got everything pulled up because I know you didn't even see any of this stuff. So I kind of wanted to drop it on you and make it a big surprise. But at the time of this recording is Star Wars Celebration in London, I think. What? What are you making that face for?
I want to go. Are you kidding?
Just get on the plane right now. I'm sure by the time we get to London, it'll be kind of over.
No, it won't. When's it ending?
Monday, I think.
Monday? It's not even Saturday yet, bro.
But by the time we get the tickets and we get on the plane,
Or you just buy them right now.
it's probably sold out. So yeah, it's April 7th to the 10th in London. It's the weekend that we're recording this. But this won't be, by the time this airs, it'll be well past due. But this is what they announced so far on the first day. And there'll probably be like a whole crap ton of news. Like I said, I wanted to surprise you with the news. So there was an infogram going around that you ready for? You're not even looking at me. Are you cheating? Are you
I was
cheating?
looking up flight tickets to London.
You're cheating and you're looking up the stuff that I'm trying to surprise you with. So this one comes from IGN. What do you think? What do you think the biggest news that they broke a day early? They broke on a Friday, not even on a Saturday or a Sunday. Crickets.
London plane tickets. For us, specifically.
God. All right. How do I recover from that? They just announced that Daisy Ridley will be returning to reprise Rey Skywalker. Well, Skywalker air quotes in a new set of movie. It says a new movie. I don't know if it's a new movie or a set of movies. So what's your thoughts? Do you want to see more Rey?
Yes.
That sounded enthusiastic. Like
I meant
guess.
that actually genuinely. I like Rey.
You like Rey?
Yeah.
She's supposed to be heading up her own. She's supposed to be heading up her own Jedi temple and training Jedi young Padawans. Let's see here. This is from IGN. Daisy Ridley will be officially returning to Star Wars as Rey in a new movie set 15 years after the events of The Rise of Skywalker. In this movie, directed by Sherman, oh my God. Sherman Obeid. Oh my. Don't hate me. Anyway, what I wanted to get to is Rey will attempt to rebuild the Jedi Order as a Jedi Master. That's the premise of the film. I don't know if it's going to be a trilogy. I don't know if I think I almost feel like they should just do single films. I don't know.
Star Wars film.
I don't know about like a trilogy. Do you want trilogy? Do you want more trilogies with Rey, or do you want just a good film? I want a good film.
A good film, yeah. I don't need it to be carried out for like 3 movies. Just.
I mean, my argument was like, I don't hate Rey, but those last 3 movies, she wasn't written good. Like, they didn't write Rey as a good character. I don't hate the character, but they didn't develop her right either. So, hopefully they would fix that in this movie, but I don't know. Like, I don't even really feel like she's Jedi material, to tell you the truth. I don't know, or not necessarily Jedi material, but Jedi Master material. Like Luke really like he doesn't really train her. Mm-hmm. And I know like she's book smart. She's saved the books from the temple that went on fire that Yoda burns up. Have you watched the movie recently? You know what I'm talking about, because I haven't watched it in years, so I'm going off of dusty old memories.
Which one?
I think that's Rise of Skywalker.
Okay, well, I just watched those like
and you still
couple
don't
months
remember.
ago, and I still don't remember. Yeah.
There were textbooks. There was Jedi textbooks in the tree, that and it was believed that because Yoda shows up with Luke, and he sets the tree on fire. He brings down lightning, and the tree burns down, and Yoda's like, oh, you think it's limited to knowledge, but in reality, Rey had the books. She took the books with her, so she's book smart. She's a book Jedi. She's not a street Jedi. Although I guess would she be a street Jedi after fighting Shmi? I can't remember his like Shmi. It's the Emperor Palpatine. I think it's like Shmi Palpatine is his real name. I tried to say his real name to sound like a freaking Star Wars geek, and I just sounded like an asshole. But thoughts after unloading that bullshit.
Ben Solo.
You think he'd come back as a Force ghost? You think that they would
Maybe.
they would ship them as ghost? Is he just going to be a ghost to her like Obi-Wan was to?
I feel like, it could be. I don't know if they're gonna continue playing him out because he kind of.
He served his
In
purpose.
my opinion, he got a good ending. Like, he doesn't need to come back.
He served his purpose.
Yeah, but I miss him.
Maybe there's
Ben.
flashbacks.
I love Ben.
My heart is pounding, Ridley said as she walked on stage. I'm very thrilled to be continuing this journey. So she was even at Celebration. You could have met Daisy.
It's still going on.
Uh-huh.
It just started today.
Right. Yeah.
We could get plane tickets.
We could just start walking.
You want to walk across the big old lake?
Is that's a plane ticket, right?
That's
and that's for one person.
Yep.
And that's for one direction.
That's actually both.
That's round trip?
Yeah, round trip.
Oh, okay. Yeah, keep dreaming. Keep dreaming.
We could go to London.
Does that leave tonight?
Tomorrow actually.
Tomorrow. See, by the time we would get there, they'd be closing up.
11:30 a.m. tomorrow.
And then there's a time shift. So that was the first thing that I wanted to surprise you with. Now I don't know how I'm going to surprise you with this other
film. I guess I shouldn't look if it's a surprise, huh?
We'll be right back. I'm going to show Rylie a clip, and then we'll be right back. I would like to get her live reaction, but that's not going to happen if we're going to get flagged and they end up muting it anyway. So hold, please. You want to take a second to watch it for yourselves, look up the Ahsoka trailer for Disney Plus, but I just showed it to Rylie for the first time. What's your first reaction to it? What the fuck did I just watch?
Her lightsabers are white.
Her lightsabers are white, and I think there is a reason for that. I recall.
Are they going to explain it in the show? Or did they already explain it?
I don't know if they explained it in the show. Well, she's only been on... she's been in The Mandalorian, and she cameoed in Book of Boba Fett, but she's been gone for... Are you going to look it up, or are you going to let me explain it? Too late. You already looked it up.
I didn't read it yet.
All right. I'll explain it, and then see if I'm right. Okay, so here we go. Here, test your old man. So I recall, so her original lightsabers were green. And the thing is that she was ousted from the Jedi. She is actually not a Jedi. Therefore, because she's not a Jedi, her saber colors are always white, is the explanation that I got. Is that what you got?
White to reflect her non-affiliation with the Jedi or Sith.
See? Very good. See?
The first thing that popped up, it says, Ahsoka realizes that the crystals inside the Inquisitor's lightsaber have been calling to her, and after defeating the sixth brother, she's able to cleanse them of the dark side. The process turns the crystals pure white, providing the base for her new weapons.
So that means that actually that article is how she got her white sabers. It's never really explained how she got her white sabers. I just knew that they were purged white because of... Mm-hmm. Actually, I wonder, because she fights one of the Inquisitors in Tales of the Jedi. I wonder if that's the Inquisitor that she fights.
Maybe.
But did she use a lightsaber? It's been a while since I've seen that episode. I don't know if the Jedi, when they went into hiding, they buried their lightsabers. And I don't know if she uncovered her lightsabers to fight the Inquisitor, or she might have actually used his own saber against her, because the Inquisitors have like the double-bladed sabers. And I recall. Let's see if your old man is right about this. But I think that they break the saber in half, and she uses his own weapon against him. What you see in that trailer, and I was wondering if you recognized a lot of the stuff. So we see like Sabrine Wren, we see Grand Admiral Thrawn. Yay, Grand Admiral Thrawn! Woo! First live appearance of Thrawn. We see Chopper. And I can't recall what the other person's name. Give me a second. So they show Chopper and they show Hera. She's the green Twi'lek. She was the pilot in Rebels. These were all characters from Rebels. So Rebels kind of ended. They kind of ended on a cliffhanger now. Mm-hmm. I've only ever watched the first season, maybe part of the second season of Rebels. It's good. It's good, but I don't know if I'll go back and watch it. And I ended up spoiling the hell out of that. Because there's a reason why you don't see any of those characters because that Rebels happens right during the original Star Wars, the first, A New Hope, and that Rebels actually introduces the whole idea of the Inquisitors as well, which we ended up seeing in the Obi-Wan Kenobi Disney Plus movie, which you probably didn't watch. No. But the Inquisitors are in that, and the Inquisitors come from Rebels. Inquisitors are basically like former Jedi, because, of course, all the Jedi went in hiding.
Mm-hmm.
And so they basically, like Vader kind of twists them and use them as kind of like hound dogs to hunt the Jedi and pretty much kill them, remove the last of them. So that's the whole idea behind the Inquisitors, is they're not exactly Sith. They're more like dark Jedi. Would they be dark Jedi? So how this is all entangled, how these descriptions are all there's, Sith is only Vader and Palpatine, and then you have the Inquisitors who are former Jedi, but they use their abilities for evil.
Mm-hmm.
They're not classified as Sith. But yeah, we see a lot of the return from Rebels, including Sabrine Wren, who was a Mandalorian. She's a Mandalorian that does not wear her helmet. She only wears it in combat. She's the one that you might have seen images of it, where she tags a lot of things. I think she tagged her helmet. I know she tagged the ship with the Phoenix. That she had this, like, it's kind of like Phoenix. You're just looking at me blankly, so you're like, sure, yeah, Dad.
Sure, yeah,
Okay, Dad.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
Which it probably isn't even in the Phoenix, because the Phoenix would be a bad. The Phoenix wouldn't be a reference in Star Wars. It's kind of reminiscent to the Rebels symbol.
Interesting.
Yeah. And what was the first thing that you awed over? I knew you were going to awe over as soon as you saw it.
The Lost Cat.
You're like, screw the rest of the show. We're gonna drool over the Lost Cat. I'm not sure who the villain is. I don't know who the dark side user is. There's actually two people that they appeared to have red sabers. I know, like Ezra. I think Kanan. If I'm pronouncing his name right, I think Kanan might be dead. But Ezra and Grand Admiral Thrawn they have kind of like disappeared. So if Thrawn comes back, I think Ezra is coming back, and I'm pretty sure you saw Ezra when one of them, I think Sabrina, Miss Wren was looking at a holographic of Ezra. We didn't see Zeb in this, but I already had it spoiled that Zeb cameos in Mandalorian, which I think like this and the Mandalorian take place at the same time. So this is supposed to build up all that stuff for the sequel trilogy. So yeah, that comes out this summer. So I suggest that you either dust off your Rebels collection, either your DVDs, or you go on your Disney Plus. You dust off your Disney Plus and you watch your multiple seasons of Rebels and catch up and see what this is all about. Or you dust off your Wikipedia entry and you read up on it. I guess now that Thrawn's finally back, I can finally read that novel that I've been reading for like the last 7 years.
You could, yeah. I'll probably watch Rebels. I don't know if I'll.
Is that a weekend we're gonna hang out with Dad and watch Rebels?
I have to finish watching Love Is Blind season 4 though.
I kind of feel like if we watch Rebels, we could probably skip to season 2, because I don't really like, aside from like introducing the characters and introducing like the Inquisitors.
Well, how am I supposed to know who's who if we don't look at the introductions?
But I kind of feel like the season 1 was more so like we're making a cartoon for kids, so I don't really feel like it was like super focused. Where you get to season 2 and you start getting a little bit more focus. I say as if I actually watched season 2 moving forward. I looked up episodes and actually I like as if I could figure it out by the titles, and I actually can't figure it out by the titles. I was hoping that there would be an image. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know where I left off. But there are four seasons. There are 4 shorts and there are 4 seasons, and there is a total of, and it looks to be about like 75 episodes in total. You think you would be able to down 75 episodes of Rebels? Yeah. I don't know how long they are. I think they're a half an hour. I'm going to guess a half an hour. Easy. Because this was a kiddie show. It was a kiddie show made for kids. Kids, episode 16, The Siege of Lothal. They go to the planet where the cats are from. The Siege of Lothal.
Aww.
So you might see some Loth cats.
Silly geese.
So what?
Silly geese.
Looks like they announced another season of Andor. If Andor butts. I know you haven't watched it.
No.
Or you probably sat there when I tried to watch it.
And didn't watch it.
And then didn't watch it.
Yeah, definitely.
I got bored with it right away. Like, that's my out. Because I think, like, you and I were watching it, but I don't know. I was a little bit bored with it. And Andor is not one of my... I hear it's good. I hear good things. About it. But my issue is that Andor dies at the end of that movie.
Uh-huh.
You know that movie?
Mm-hmm.
Which movie am I talking about?
That one.
Rogue One.
Yep.
he dies at the end of Rogue One. And his whole story arc, he's supposed to be kind of a dick to begin with. Like, he's not really, like, he's not a dick, but he's a rebel where if he's given an option where he's cornered, you know, he's getting information, he's dealing with information brokers, and he's cornered by the Empire. If he has to, he'll kill that informant. He'll kill the other one to save, you know, not necessarily to save his neck, but to save the rebels, the Rebel Alliance. So that's kind of like his story arc with Rogue One. I mean, he's there to kill what's her face's dad, that person, that guy, that guy that did that thing with that thing.
Yeah.
God damn it.
Please hold the line.
So, like, he's the one that's kind of, like, tasked with killing Galen Erso while Jin's in tow. And, you know, it's like, I kind of feel like it's been a while since I've watched that movie. But had he have killed Galen Erso, they probably would have never gotten the plans, that there was a hole in the Death Star. Mm-hmm. So, I mean, that was, like, his moment of change is in A New Hope. So all this stuff kind of sets that up. And, like, from the first episode, everything was, like, kind of bleak, you know, that he came from a, I don't know if you'd say a tribe, a group of people. His peoples were kind of, like, being repressed by the Empire. So it's not really, like, a very happy story to begin with. And that's just for the 5 minutes of this. So it probably was like a Viva La Pinata from there on out. There was probably sparklers and confetti from there on out, and I just missed it. But I don't know. And the thing is I think because I know his end is like, I kind of don't really, I'm not really invested in him. I want to see more of God damn it.
Please hold the line.
Why does this go, like, it'll go out of its way and it's like, here's the central cast, except for, like, one fucking person. And then I have to go deep diving to find the one fucking person that won't even be on this freaking page.
Please hold the line.
Where is he? It was like Chirrut, and then it's the other guy. Oh, Baze Malva. Baze? Is it Baze or Blaze?
Please hold the line.
If anything, I would have rather like a story with Chirrut and Baze. Is it Blaze? Blaze or Baze? It's Baze. Baze Malbus. Just grab the book behind you. It's behind you. There's that book that has just the adventures between the two of them. What is it's that you almost you're up one. Yep. That's it. What does it say? Baze. Does it say his last name? It's Malbus.
Baze Malbus.
Baze Malbus and Chirrut Imwe. Anyway, I'd like to see more movie. I would rather have seen more adventures with those two characters than Andor. I mean, maybe they'll cameo, but I doubt it because I think this is the first time he meets either one of those people. I mean, Chirrut is supposed to be Force attuned. You know, earlier when I was saying that the descriptions of the Force is kind of confusing, Chirrut is supposed to be Force attuned, where he's not really a Jedi. He's not on the path of Jedi, but he's Force attuned, so he's able to utilize a little bit of the Force in his way. A lot of theories go the direction of thinking that Han might be a little bit Force attuned, that he has some instincts that are guided by the Force. But you look like you found something.
I didn't. I'm just looking up how to say Chirrut's last name.
Chirrut Imwe. It's got an accent over the I.
Yeah, that's why
That's why I think it's Im and not Imwe. Imwe. So another thing that they announced is the Acolyte. It's described. The Acolyte is Frozen meets Kill Bill. Acolyte is supposed to take place at... Let's see here. So the setting is supposed to take place during the end of the High Republic era. So I'm not sure when the High Republic era. You read all these books. When's the High Republic era? You're still messing with that.
Yeah. Okay.
What was it again? All right. Now we're talking about the Acolyte. I moved on.
The Acolyte. Okay.
When's the High Republic era? Is that Clone Wars era? I thought, or is the High Republic era happened before? I think High Republic might even be before the Clone Wars.
I don't know. I don't think. Oh shit! Oopsie. I don't think in the books that I was reading.
They don't ever
they
mention.
Don't really
they don't
mention
ever mention
that,
High
no.
Republic. I want to say pre-Clone Wars. Let's see if I'm right. Let's go down this rabbit hole. High Republic. There were a whole line of books. What is the High Republic era? There was a shit ton of books. All young readers. So all the young readers would be old enough and they'd be like, oh, I remember all this stuff. High Republic era is a period of time that lasted around 500 BBY, before the Battle of Yavin, and ended around 82 BBY, which is the Galactic Republic, in which the Galactic Republic was said to be at its height and time of expansion and exploration of the Outer Rim territories, and was considered an era of peace in the galaxy. So it's way before the corruption of Shimmy. There's another one. Look up Palpatine's first name and see how bad I've been saying that. And I don't want to say Shimmy because Anakin's mom is Shimmy. it's Shimmy Skywalker.
Sheev Palpatine.
Sheev
Palpatine.
Sheev
Palpatine.
Sheev. I'm way off. I'm on the Shimmy Skywalker thing. Sheev.
The more you know.
Are we just gonna have a soundboard of like all the names I ever butcher? All right, can we go back to this director's name that I really stumbled over earlier, and I made myself made an ass of myself? Sharmeen, S-H-A-R.
Hold on.
This is the guy that's directing the.
Okay, now.
Is he directing? SHARMEENOBAID -CHINOY. Well, Charmine or Beige Chinoy. Okay.
Charmine Obeid Chinoy.
So I guess I skipped over because I said about wanting this to be a single movie or a trilogy. It's 3 films.
Oh.
Because it's 3 films directed by James Mangold, Dave Filoni, and that guy.
Charmine Obeid Chinoy.
Hey, this is That Pantsless editor. I'm not exactly producing right now. I guess I'm editing. Not only do I butcher this director's name throughout the whole piece, I butchered a whole bunch of things. I also refer to this person as a he. It is not a he. It is a woman. I was not aware when we produced the episode. We were just kind of reading off of the cuff. So this is my first time encountering the name. But this is also she's the first woman. She's not only the first woman, but a person of color to direct a Star Wars movie. So again, I'd say apologies in advance, but this is appearing towards the end of the bit, or not the bit, but the end of the episode. Again, I apologize. Like I said, we were reading off of the cuff. I had no intentions of butchering the name. Notice in this edit, or notice in this take, I am not saying the name. I just gonna butcher it some more. So I'm just gonna let whatever Riley's a laptop had us say as word from here on out. And again, my apologies. It is a she. It is a person of color, and it is the first person of color to direct a Star Wars movie. So hopefully she does a great job. Hopefully a lot better than the previous directors of these sequel trilogies. Now back to the rest of the episode. I don't know if each one is directing a film or all three of them are collaborating on.
I mean, I'm not opposed to another trilogy. It just
Yeah, as long as they stay focused and don't lose their shit like they did in this movie, or they don't do stuff like what they did with Obi-Wan. Like, the thing that pisses me off with Obi-Wan is that I didn't want to see Obi-Wan when they originally announced that it was going to be a movie, because it's like, Obi-Wan, when he lives on Tatooine looking over Luke, who cares? And I didn't give a shit. And then they developed this for Disney Plus, and then it's like, it's Obi-Wan, but it takes place when he's on Tatooine, but it also takes place during where they're still doing Order 66 and they're still hunting the Jedi. I'm like, oh, well, that actually sounds interesting. Like, he has to come out of hiding and save Jedi. And that fucking series sucked. It started out good. It ended pretty good, but it was kind of horrible. And then I was reading afterwards, they're like, oh, well, the writers wrote it to be like the prequels. I'm like, did the writers see the prequels? The prequels aren't fucking good. There's things that we like about the prequels. What? Did you just say yes? Piss. But if they, as long as these three, Dave Filoni is doing he does the Mandalorian, and he did the Clone Wars stuff. I feel like he'd probably have his head in the game, but I hope so. I hope they don't just. Yes. Baloney. With an F. But I hope that they stay focused and kind of...
Yeah.
Because the problem with the sequel trilogy is it wasn't 3 movies designed. It was one movie, and one movie. And what sucks about the third movie was that after they got kicked in the nuts about the second movie, they flinched and they recalled. They just kind of acted like the second that second sequel never happened. And I'm like, I am one of the few people that kind of liked that movie. I understand that there's flaws, but I like that movie, and I wanted to see more happen with Luke from after the grave, teaching Rey, or helping her gain more. And instead it was more of Rey being a Mary Sue, and more of... Yeah. And I hate using the term Mary Sue, but by the third movie, she was no different than in the first movie. And it was just like, oh, that kind of sucks.
Yeah.
Dad, you look into this too damn much. You overanalyze this shit. Shut the front door and just enjoy the damn stuff. But that's our botched work of Celebration. This was not supposed to be an official episode. It's just kind of us sitting back and taking in the original stuff, and then Riley's reactions to the original. Of course, we didn't really react to the Acolyte.
Acolyte.
Just looking forward to that. Just a high era. It's supposed to be Frozen meets Kill Bill. Frozen meets Kill Bill.
Party, 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 party.